So why Christ and not any other religion?
Why Christ? Good question, because we say, well, to be honest, we didn't say it, Jesus said it. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. Now, if we're going to believe his words, that means there is no other way. It also means that he was telling the truth, or he's more in trouble with God than anybody else. Because he just basically said to the world, you need to come through me to know God. Now for some that's too much of an exclusive statement, but if you're in Islam, to them the only way is to say that Muhammad is the prophet and Allah is God. So actually it's not only Christianity that claims exclusivity, you get it from different faiths and religions. So it's not unique to us, we need to understand that. So really what the question is where's the evidence for the claim?
Yeah.
And in many respects Jesus fulfilled prophecies that the Messiah was meant to fulfill while he was alive, which the Old Testament accounts for. Things that were only attributed to God, like forgiving people of their sins. If I came to you and said I forgive you of your sins, you'd be right to look at me and say, who are you to forgive me of your sins? You'd be right to do that.
Yeah.
But Jesus did that. He commanded the wind to stop. He did things that really, he assumed the position of God. He didn't even have to walk around saying it, but he did, when he was quizzed about it, he took the name of Yahweh, I am, that was used in the Old Testament and attributed it to himself, which is why the Jews then thought, you know, you're equating yourself to be on a level with God. That's why he was such a problem. And C.S. Lewis says, you know what, let's not be silly, I'm paraphrasing him, but either he was telling the truth or he was a complete madman. You know, he was nuts. Which one is it? If he was telling the truth, then he is the only way. And really that comes down to that being revealed to us. Jesus said it to Peter, who do you say that I am? He said, I am, you know, you are the Christ, the Son of God. And he said, the Father revealed this to you, not flesh and blood. So it's something that comes by revelation. It doesn't come by knowledge. It doesn't come by intelligence, which is why I can't convince you that Jesus is the only way. It has to be revealed by God. God reveals himself. Once we understand that, we'll stop trying to argue with people. But there is so much evidence, and I've just talked about some of the things in the way Jesus lived. The fact that he was a real character is also something else. He's not a man of legend and myth. He lived, he walked the earth, he was in Israel all those years ago, and he lived a sinless life. There's no record to say that he messed up. The evidence, there was eyewitnesses to it, which is what we read in the Gospels. And at the time it wasn't refuted. It's refuted more so now and centuries later about who Jesus was and did he really live. And we get a lot of that today, but there wasn't much of that at the time. So the evidence is there historically, the evidence is there in terms of the witnesses, and the evidence is there in a personal level, because if he reveals himself to you, no one can take that from you. You know who Jesus is.
True.
So that's why I believe that, and I know him on a personal level. That convinces me, but all the evidences are around it now. And I say to people, do your own homework. Jesus is the way, and as much as it might offend some people, Christianity is not the only one that makes that claims. Everybody does. So my advice would be, search out all the claims, do all your research, pray, God, if you're real, if you're this person, then reveal yourself to me. And I'm quite confident that if you want the truth, God is going to give you the truth.